whenever you call down with any specific function, technically every function has its own limitations. That's what we said. In the process, you can just watch. Now I'm calling my substring also in my particular way clauses. Now let us just take a very simple specification. I am saying select ename comma department number comma job, and then we are trying to say from emp, and I am just going with where, and we are calling this. So I am simply saying that go to the job column, starting from the 4th position, start cutting 3 characters. If those 3 characters that are returned by the substring are matching to the upper of age, get me all such kind of jobs. So if you just watch on your manager, starting from the 4th position, cut 3 characters. This is age in capitals, matching with upper of age on the right side with the function. So every function can influence and will influence your way clauses. In every example, almost I am trying to show you with way clause, the more you try, therefore sir, my like operator is not helping me. Like operator is not helping you, think about alternative. You cannot sit and say like operator is not giving me whatever I want. If like operator is not giving you what you are expecting, then the alternate to the like, or it's not alternate or substitute. Alternate should be there with you. It could be substring. If you forgot a substring as a function, then definitely you are on the process with not getting any kind of results. So how you prepare and how you apply a function is up to you. Therefore, how many times I can go for nesting of a function? Your ability, your skill and your requirement. Functions, when they are nested, they are very, very powerful. First understand this. They are technically very powerful when they are kept into nesting. You just watch here, when we are trying to move with the process of this, so when I am just going with this, So when we are getting onto this, you can just watch. We are concatenating the process with a huge load of integration by calling one of the specification of the function from here, where my innermost substring is working now. Where my innermost substring is working with the criteria of the job, and I am saying take the first character from the job and cut that with 3. And you know very well that we are concentrating on manager only because of this condition. So my substring here is definitely cutting man. And that man I am putting it into what? Init cap. And that init cap man is now getting concatenated with what now? Eater. So that becomes a man eater. Then we are going with the association of the remaining number of concats whatever we are having. So how many times I have to go for nesting, how many times I have to go for the sequence? There are no calculations when you can't say 2 times, 3 times, 4 times. Now your requirement will tell you how you should go for concatenations and how you should get through your basic jobs. So these are some construction standards what we have to operate with. So we are just trying to go with the construct of multi-concatenation criteria, and we are just producing one particular message where these are all the managers who are there in my organization. With respect to the designation, we are framing one particular piece of the statement. Now, when we have a function, how many times we have to make a function to be associated in nesting? These are definitely not some calculations you can take from mathematics. Be very clear about that. So it is only a requirement that will tell you how best you have to operate with your function and how best you have to associate with your functions. Be very clear about that. But in the same construct, there can be one specific requirement from your interviewer like this. You just watch. He says, I am having my data in the EMP table with respect to some n number of columns, but I want to generate one employee ID. Okay, what he says is, I want one employee ID. My employee ID should be in such a way that if king is 7839, then 7839 should come hyphen. If he is a president, then it should give PRE. The first 3 characters of the designation should be given. Then technically he is belonging to any department called as 10, then the department number should come. And then he is trying to say that if he has joined in my organization, if president or 7839 is a king, if he has joined in my organization, then on whatever date, that particular date has to be given. Means like he is joined in September, let us say, I want that September, and in which year he has joined, that year should be given to me in the process like this. And this is totally my employee ID. Please design a query that can get me the employee ID like this. This is how he situationally fixes you. So he gives you some kind of situation, and the situation is not understood and you are not associating to it, then technically you will be having your own problem in logic. It's a simple question for substrings and concatenation operator. You need to understand that first of all. He's trying to keep you into the process to check whether you know the concatenation operator and the substring together at a time. So, for every question, there will be some situation what it demands. Are you able to get through that situation properly? You just watch here, we are saying select employee number, comma, we are saying e-name, comma, then we are just expecting the job, comma, then we are saying department number, comma, higher. First, let me pick up the actual columns so that you can have clarity. Then he is saying that he wants employee number, so we are calling employee number concatenated with hyphen. Then he is basically saying that he wants first 3 characters of the job, so we are calling the substring and then we are calling the job, comma. He wants the first 3 characters, so 1, comma, 3. So first 3 characters are ready. Then the department number concatenated with hyphen, and then we are going with the process department number. So department number is completed. Now once your department number is captured, he's saying that he wants the date, where he wants the month and then the year. In between the month and year, if this was once again hyphen, I think with one substring we can do the job. But he has changed the character saying that he wants /. Therefore definitely we can't work at a time. So we need to go with how many times now? 2 times. So you just watch, we are saying concatenated with substring of, you're going with your higher date. Now in higher date he wants what? Only the
month name.
Month part. Month is 3 characters, that is well known now. But it is starting from which position? 4th position. So starting from 4th position, 3 characters. Then you are saying once again concatenated with / You are going with what now? / concatenated with. Once again we should call what now? Substring of. You are going with what? Higher date. You just watch properly. Then you are going with the comma.
8.
Now where exactly your YY comes now? 8th position. Yes or no? Because first 2 are date and then 1, 3. And the remaining 3 are what? Month plus 1 hyphen, that is 7. And then the 8th position is nothing but my year. So whenever you deal with the constraint, the format is clear with you, then only you can start working. The format should be clear. So 3 plus another 3, 6, 6 plus 1, 7, 8. From the 8th position I have to start cutting. How many characters? 2. But they are the last 2 characters, so I definitely don't need to give. And I am saying this is my employee ID. So according to the alias what is expecting we have specified, then we are saying from EMP. I'll just try to adjust the column so that you can just keep that. Format, select, I'm saying something around 15. So you can just watch here. The employee ID what he was expecting. Between the department number to this, we need one more hyphen. What we forgot, I'm just applying it. So you can just watch the exact way he was expecting the employee ID. See, when a question is asked, your interviewer is very clear on what he is expecting from you. Are you very clear like what is his area of concentration? When this question is so specific, that is definitely expecting from you whether you can work with your concatenation operator and substring together at a time. But he will never ask any question directly saying that do you know the substring function. If you started working, then the remaining questions will come. Now the next function we have is length function. Whenever you are dealing with a length function, the name itself is telling you this function technically returns the length of the actual string what you are given. Physical length, not the memory length. Be very clear about that. It is always returning the physical length. How many number of characters are there in that particular piece of the string. This is one function which is working on character data, but the return type is always what? Numeric. So this is returning a number data. Be very clear about that. Now you just check. I am calling down with select, and we are just trying to say the length of, I'm just trying to go with concatenation, ampersand of USTR is length of, I'm just saying ampersand of USTR02 missing from dual. So it's asking you the string, you just said like apple. So you can just know the length of apple is 5 characters. So it will give you the physical length of that what you provide. Say like I'm just trying to say something like I'm just giving this. So the length of Oracle Corporation is 18 characters including the space. The physical length of any specific data it will give you. Using this function only we will finalize validations on username registrations and password registrations. Minimum length of a username, maximum length of username, those validations are checked through this function. It can work on any specification. You just watch here, we are saying I'm saying from EMP. So when you are just going with this, you just watch every employee's name, how many characters? King's name is 4 characters. So we are taking up the length of every specific name of every employee on the process. Now not only that, we are just going with by saying where length of name is equal to 5. All the employees whose name is having exactly 5 characters. We are able to filter to that particular piece of the data. So the function takes character input and always returns a numerical output. Very clear with that, and it's a physical length, not the memory length. Okay, write down. The length function always operates, the length function always operates on the data, always operates on the data to find the physical length of the, find the physical length of the actual character strings. Find the physical length of the actual character strings. Okay, next point. When length is operating, it definitely considers even the spaces. Okay, next point. It is a very important function. When validating any kind of data that is subjective to It is subjective to length of the string as a length of the string as a business requirement. Length of the string as a business requirement. Okay, so this function can also be called exactly wherever we like when according to requirements. Be very clear about this. The next function we are having is instring. Now, what is this instring in practicality? Many number of, especially beginners, they misunderstand instring and substring to be same. Now, in focus of rhymes, in the focus of the basic construct, it will look same. But in reality, they are very different. Substring always cuts part of the string. And return value is always the criteria of a character only once again. But when you come to instring, instring always works with respect to a particular substring per search and returns you the position of that particular string. Means return value of instring is number. You need to understand. This function very carefully you have to catch. In real time, this instring function plus your substring function together they will be used. Be very clear about it. Both together will work in nesting to do some very realistic compositions. It returns a numeric position of a named character. With a character what you are naming can be a string also. It will ask you for position once again from where you want to find the instring. And on which character you want to find the instring, and then finally the number of occurrences what you want to find. Number of occurrences. The M specifies the number of occurrences. Now when you are dealing with this, the basic construct of the function you can understand only when you pick up some criteria and start working. Now you are speaking and I am just trying to support you in this function. I am not going to pamper you in this particular function. Now you just watch here, this is my original string and I am calling my instring here and I am passing my original string and I am saying that I want to find the instring of R. Now did I give the position anywhere? No. When I don't give the position, it automatically starts from the first character. Did I give the number of occurrences anywhere? No. When I don't give the number of occurrences, it picks up the number of occurrences by default as first occurrence. Be very clear about that. So, we are just asking Oracle that, can you tell me when R is being searched, catch my statement very carefully, when R is being searched in the original string called as string from the position 1 for the first occurrence where it is found. So it automatically returns me 3, showing that R is found in the original string at a position of 3. That is what it is saying. Are you catching the point? Be very, very clear about that. So it's a technical way to understand the instring in a very proper way. So we can even make this basically better by saying start from the first position and search for the first occurrence. Try to understand these two things very carefully. Start from the first position for first occurrence. So we are searching for what?
R.
Come on now.
R.
From which position?
First
position. For how many occurrences?
One
first occurrence. So this also gives you what now? 3. Now here I just want you to come along with me. We are taking the string once again. We are searching for R from the first position previously. Yes or no?
Yes.
Now I am saying second position. I am searching from second position. From where?
T.
T. From T. Second position is nothing but T. How many occurrences?
First occurrence.
First occurrence. Found or not found?
No.
Found. What will be the value?
Not found.
What will be the value? 3 or 2? So all the students are saying to make a correction immediately. Okay? So this is a first level confusion you will be having. Means our search can be from anywhere. For but the position is always given relative to the original string. Are you catching the point now? Search can be from anywhere, but position is always given relative to the string only, original string only. Be very, very sure about this. Now once again you are working. Now I am saying my position is 3. From where I am searching?
From R.
R. What I am searching?
R.
For how many occurrences I am searching?
First occurrence.
First occurrence. So at the same position it is found. Therefore, relative to the string it is saying that R is in which position? Third position. This value is always relative to the string, not relative to the search. Remember that. So position is fixed from where we want to search, but the value of that position is returned relative to the entire string only. Remember that particular point very, very carefully. Be very specific to the in string as a rule. That's very, very important as a process. So I hope you are getting the basic fundamental idea of your in string now. Now let us just go with the process once again. I am searching from 1. For how many occurrences?
1 occurrence.
Come on, first occurrence. What's the value? 3. Now I am once again searching from first position only, but I am saying 2. Okay? So how many times I am telling my R to search?
2 times.
2 times. Do I find R 2 times from that position?
No.
No. So in string returns 0. So whenever in string is returning 0, it is very clearly telling you that such a data was not found. Such a string was not found. That is what it is trying to say. So whenever that string is not found, it returns 0. Now here it can be a single character or it can be pattern also. We will see patterns, let us not worry. Now I am just making a small extension to this now, string rings. Okay, now my pattern is string rings. Now I am just adding this for the requirements. Now I am basically searching for what? R. From which position? First position. Searching for how many times? 2 times. Found or not found? Found. Therefore you can just watch, it gives you 7. Saying that R is found for second time from the first position at the 7th position. Once again, this is also relative to the string only. Remember that very carefully. Now, I just wanted to check very carefully. I am saying that search from 4. What is my position? I. Okay. Now I am saying that search R for first position. Found or not found?
Found.
Found. What will be the value?
7.
From this position when I am searching, the R is found, but relative to the actual string, it is in which position? 7th position. You cannot say, sir, I am searching from here, it should give me 4 now. See, what you want, Oracle will never do, and what Oracle is doing, you should understand. Are you catching the point now? Many students will stuck up in one area, they will think that why Oracle is not thinking according to me. Now, according to you, Oracle is thinking it's not Oracle, it's Miracle, remember that. Okay, so don't expect that now. So you have to think according to Oracle. Therefore, every function you have to understand by its behavior, not by your behavior. Be very, very clear about it. Sir, I am having some more ideas. If you are having those all ideas, sketch them, prepare the algorithms and design, and that will become another Oracle for you, not for Oracle Corporation. Since 30 years, Oracle functions are like this. Not all Oracle functions, any ANSI SQL will be like this. Therefore, universal standards you should always understand. Therefore, always my position is fixed wherever I want. Search is also conducted from the position only, but value is given relative to the original string. Now, you just watch carefully. I am searching for what? R. From which position?
Fourth
position. I am saying number of times is 2. Found or not found?
Found.
From that position it is not found. Okay? Since from that position it is not found, it is 0. So it doesn't mean that 2 is not there. So like R is not there 2 times. From this position it is not there. Are you catching the point now? From that position it is not there. That is what you should always understand. So it's a technical standard what you have to pick up always and start working. You be very specific. Now here I am searching for character, I am searching for string always.
Searching for character.
Now you just watch, I am saying a string. Pattern it's called as. So in string can even work on patterns. Be very clear about that. Okay, now I am just going with my position is 1, occurrence is 1. Found or not found? Found. What will be the return value? 3. Be very clear. When patterns are searched, the first occurrence to that particular pattern will be returned to us. Not 3, 4, 5. Okay, general beginners may have an idea like it returns 3, 4, 5. Or a beginner may think it returns 5. Not the ending of the pattern, it is always the starting of the pattern. Be very clear. Now on patterns also we can go for the sake of searching multiple times. Found or not found? Found. What is the position? 7th position. Are you catching the point now? So patterns also can be used. Pattern means continuous characters. It should be as it is. Be very clear about that. Means your actual string is containing R and it is also containing N. Yes or no? R is here, N is here. Now I want to search for Rn. It never gives me because Rn continuously is not there. So be very clear, in string is not searching on character sets. It's always searching on what? Patternized composition. Pattern and set should be very clear to human. Else, very small things you'll always lose your process. On fundamental side, you are doing mistakes in your interview rooms. You will not face the higher rounds. Be very clear about that. So first round is always to check your fundamental standards. Fundamentally, how much you are correct. That's where the concentration always goes. Do try to understand this particular practice very clearly. Okay? Now, let us just take the other constraint. When you are working with your criteria of the select in-string can also be in reverse order. Means I am saying suppose like minus 2. Okay? When I said minus 2, it starts from this side. 1, 2. So where is my position? G. Now we watch, I am saying comma 1. I am saying search for how many times? One time. Found or not found? Found. See, it is basically going like this. So generally students who are coming from substring, they will go a mistake saying not found because they keep the position in reverse order. They search in the original order. Here what you should understand is, it is always position. See, the position is in the reverse order. Search is also in the reverse order. Are you catching the point now? But in-string value is picked up in the original order. That's the reason you can just watch it says 7. So fix the position in reverse order. Search for number of occurrences in the reverse order. But when you are giving the position, give the position related to the original string only. That sequence is not understood, substring, in-string confusions will start now. So I am making my points very clear. Therefore you just watch, I said 2. So what I am saying now, keep the position at G. Search for how many times?
2 times.
2 times. So it went on searching, found, then once again went on searching, found. So once it is found at the 3rd position, means related to the original string, it will return to you. Are you catching the point now? So don't keep the substring logic into in-string. Every function is different by itself, man. Remember that. Therefore, sir, I know the functions. Everybody will know the function, but are you catching the behavior of the function? If you don't catch the behavior of the function, you will be get caught in front of the interviewer very properly. Be very clear about that. Now here, when you are picking up strings, you should be very clear. Means what I mean is I am saying RAN. Let us say. So when you are saying RAN, now I am just going once again with the process. Watch carefully. I am saying minus 1 means where I am? Where I am? Yes. Yes or no? Comma, I am saying first occurrence. Now whenever I am saying first occurrence, you start searching from here. It is found or it's not found? Found. You need to understand one thing. When you are searching in the reverse order, it is also basically searching in this way only. It is not searching as RIN. Okay, our human being's brain will be saying RIN, but Oracle is searching as NIR. And what it will do is, in reverse order, the in-string position will be given as the return value will be always the ending of the actual string's character, not the starting. In original order, starting. Are you catching me? In the reverse order, the search is also reverse, but where the string is ending, that will be given as the relative position. These changes, you don't adapt it immediately. When he is asking you questions on some kind of combinations with more number of characters, you will get confused. Therefore, no question will be straightforward. Be very clear about that. No question will be straightforward. He will directly ask you the question in a process what you should. And he says like, can you tell me in this string where exactly the pattern called as OR is found to the second occurrence from third position? You should immediately remember that he is asking you in-string function. Many number of times for in-string students will apply substring because they look similar. The reason a confusion will start always. So do keep yourself very clear. So we said that starting from the third position, search for OR for second time. So from this third position, this is the first occurrence, this is the second occurrence, which is 14th position. But every character or string, the rule will be going in the same way. You just watch here, when we are trying to work out, if say like I am not keeping my criteria with respect to my in-string on the actual table. So it's very clear saying that in-string of job, search for what? No, A from first position for second occurrence. From first position for second occurrence, A is available at which position? Fourth position. So on the actual database also it can take. Now let me say like I am removing this particular where clause and I am executing through the process. So you can just watch here in King, we are going with the process to search A. A is not found, so it's saying 0. In manager, A is found for the second time at word 4. Then we are going with the construct of the salesman. In salesman also it's found at which position? 7th position. So dynamically is it not able to catch up a position for us with respect to that location? So in-string always has the ability to catch a particular position of the string. Substring always has which ability? To cut the string and give you from that position automatically. If these two functions come together, they can do wonders. The way he will ask you the question, you watch when, okay? I just want your concentration in the next two levels. He gives you some string like this, and your interviewer simply says that, please write a query in such a way that first column will contain, okay, one of the columns should contain the value called as sample. Okay, the second column should contain the value called as text. Please write a query for this style and give me. Means give me in one column sample, in another column text. This is the original string. Different students will understand the interviewer in different ways. Okay, one of the students is understanding, you watch the interviewer like this. Original string. See the simplicity now. Now this student has understood the interviewer like this. Now no complaints, everybody will have his own ability of understanding. But how many times he is basically satisfying the interviewer is the question. That's it. Okay, one column is sample, another column is text. So the student understood in that way. That's it. Therefore, when you give your answer, we'll know your abilities. Remember that. You cannot complain that, sir, interviewer did not tell me which function to use. Why he will say? He gave you one problem. He'll check what is the approach of your solution. Now, the The second student is also working. One more student is working. He understood the problem like this. Watch. Okay, he is using substring. Okay, he is starting from first position. How many characters I have got? 6 characters. String 1. Then he is understanding once again substring off. Okay, then you can just watch here. He is taking the data from where now? 8th position. Yes or no? After that all the characters or only few characters? All the characters. So he is understanding the problem like this. He is also correct. The third student is also answering. See, this student is no doubt is better than the previous one. But he's not giving me a solution. So how you can say that he's not giving me a solution? He's giving me only an answer. It's not a solution. Answer is different, solution is different. Answer means only to that context. Solution means for any context. The third student is giving me the answer. The third student is working with substring and instring. He is giving me. Now looking too complicated, definitely. I'll explain what is happening in the query later on. First watch the construct. Okay? When he is executing, he is also giving in the same way. So both are looking the same, then where exactly you think that this is not correct? The student is not just working in the process for only this one, but any string that contains underscore it will work. So what do you mean by this? You watch carefully. In the place of this constant, what I am having, I am now substituting. I am saying G string 1. Okay? Just for the sake of our requirement, I am substituting everywhere. 2. This is 3. See, in SQL we will do like this. In programming, we will go for only one time declaration of the variable. Okay? Substitution variables are not variables. Therefore, we cannot give them the behavior of the variables. So, in every location where my constant is there, I substitute with this substitution or not. Now, I am just going with this. I just want you to concentrate. Now, I am saying 8 underscore plane. Where is my underscore?
Fourth
position. Yes or no? Now, you can just watch, even if it is in 4th position, it you got. The previous answer, what my student has given me only with substring, is able to give me a solution in such a way, he is giving me the process only with substring in such a way that it will cut only when it is in which position? 6th position, 7th position. But by using instring and substring, I am able to give a solution in such a way that one single underscore anywhere. So what do you mean by this? You just watch here. I am saying corporate underscore flow. Now I think in this case my single quote is an extreme state. Even then you can just watch its coming. How many times you can think in solution oriented approach? That's very, very important when I am telling you. You should not expect your interview to ask you, please give like this. When you give your answer should be in such a way that it can work for any situation that arises to that context of the process. So how it is happening? Now it's simple calculation from you only. See, I am saying substring of this text whatever you are having, where I am taking this as what now? First position. I want wherever this underscore is there, yes or no? That underscore minus 1, because before that it has to cut. So what I am doing, you just watch, I am saying instring of sample underscore text. What I am searching?
Underscore.
Come on, underscore. From which position?
First
position. For which occurrence?
First occurrence.
So whenever I am saying that will become how much now? 7. Now 7 minus 1. How much it is? 6. That's how I'm making it dynamic now. The same way, this one I have to cut from where text, yes or no? So you just watch what we're doing. I'm saying call the substring now. Then I need to give the positions. I'm calling in string. Sample underscore text with underscore. So when you are taking it, what is your specification of position? First position. For which occurrence? First occurrence. What will be the value? 7. 7 plus 1. Okay, it is becoming 8. From 8th position, cut everything. Who says that a SQL developer does not need some attitude of mathematics? See, we don't see into the functions. Functions are easy. You look into the behavior of the functions seriously and start working. I don't think they are so easy until you don't put your brain into it. Without giving you examples of this sort, we can always make you feel that don't worry man, Oracle is very easy. See, the general tendency of student, psychological state I am talking about, what example we give, student practices that example. And maximum he will be within that example only. And maximum what the student will change, I gave here suppose say like 3, 2. Student will make it 5, 3. But he doesn't has an idea like, shall I practice in string with substring until he is not getting mature. So, you have to pick up yourself and start working. If you are not having the corresponding aptitude, you can't work. Databases are easy, but they are not easy for implementation. Implementation definitely needs your logical concentration. As the number of words are increasing, it becomes complicated. I will just show you for one more. He is saying that take this apple is fruit and cut me with apple separately, is separately, fruit separately. As the number of words are increasing, your concept becomes complicated. Do you have patience to work out? The more the complications, the more your concentration should be. You just watch when we are working on this, we are giving a solution in such a way that it's cutting down through the process. Now I'm just trying to, just to keep you convenience, I'm once again calculating. Okay, I'm once again calculating, you're just coming along with me. I want to cut this apple first. So you just watch what we are doing. We are saying substring of apple is fruit. Start from the first position. In string of apple is fruit. Search for underscore. From which position? First position. How many occurrences? First occurrence. So definitely where it is? 6th position. So we are going with 6 minus 1. What is now? 5. So, absolutely fine. Now coming through the process, let us come with the last one, fruit. Okay, after that I will cut this is. Now when we are cutting fruit, once again we are saying substring of apple is fruit. Then we are going with in string of. Okay, so from here we are picking the position. You just watch carefully. In string of apple is fruit. You are searching for what? Underscore. From first position to second occurrence. Where is your second occurrence? If you just watch carefully, 9th position. 9 plus 1, 10. So from 10 cut everything. Fruit is cut. When you are cutting the in-between characters only, you should be careful. I have to cut how many characters? There are only 2 characters. One after the underscore, one before the underscore. In that way I have to work out. So you just watch how we are calculating now. I just want concentration with this only. Because first word and last word are always simple. But in between words are very complicated. You need to have patience on that. You just watch what we are doing. We are going with the construct of the substring, no doubt, with respect to this. But before that, first let us catch the position. I am catching in string of apple is fruit. I am searching for what? underscore first occurrence with first position. Yes or no? Now what is the value here? Come on, 6. 6 plus 1? 7. So my position is 7. Okay, from 7 I have to cut how many characters only? 2 characters. But how to catch these 2 characters now? So for that you watch the way we are going in formula now. I am starting with my in-string apple is proved. Search for underscore. First position, how many occurrences? Second occurrence. Second occurrence is which value? 9. 9 minus 1? 8. Okay? Then I am calling in string once again. Apple is proved. Search for underscore. First position, first occurrence. What is this first position, first occurrence is moving downward? Tell me. 6. Yes or no? So we are taking 6 here. 8 minus 6, 2. So starting from 7th position, it's 2 characters. Your mathematics is clear, your aptitude is good, you can work. You don't keep your time and you don't work out on the logic, it's not possible. Therefore, every function has its own complications. Don't think that functions don't have complication. Until you don't keep your mind into it, you will never ever know what's the complication behind the function. The same way, imagine one day your interviewer gave you, please write your house number, and you know Indian house numbers are very complicated actually. And he's telling that please write your house number, and you have written a house number, you are intelligent, you give a small house number, he'll give you, don't worry, it's house number. Okay, he says my house number is like this one. In my house number, this is the information I have. Area, street, lane, sector, building, floor, flat, door. Please cut all these things and give me independently, he says. And here you watch, I don't think the delimiters are same delimiters. Some are hyphens and some are forward slash. When he gives you some data like this, and he says, please cut the process and give me how much of patience you should have when you are trying to work out in execution. You work with any function, every function has some area of its own logic. The state of the logic and its area is not picked up from you. Then definitely you will have your own trouble in the process. These functions are called as data cleaning functions and general data warehousing. In data warehousing architecture, the substring functions and string functions are called as data cleaning functions. So, the composition of the process you have to adapt and you have to work. If you're not basically trying to do it, it will just cost you. Be very clear about that composition. Therefore, every function is easy by its syntax, but the function can have its own complications by its implementation. Student who is only thinking of academic standards, he just need to know what is the subject. But the people who are thinking of industry, I am making it very clear, you have to think on the concept of implementation. Else, the problem is not now. Problem definitely you will face when you keep your leg into the industry. From the classroom itself, you have an idea that a function can be as complicated as this. Your mind is getting prepared now. Psychologically, your mind is getting prepared. There is some complication in the industry. So automatically what happens, sincerely your mind will start practicing. Major number of students, why they fail after getting into industry is not that they don't know the language or they don't know the technology. They psychologically fix themselves in such a way that it is easy. But industrial standards are not easy. Suddenly one day when they sit in the company and they see some logic like this, they almost will get scared. And they don't know what to do. Actually it is possible, but they think that this is impossible for me. And they just raise their hands and surrender. You can't do that. So, start picking up yourself immediately. That's the only thing I want to say. The next basic functions we have are padding functions. There are two kinds of padding functions. One is LPAD, the next is the RPAD. Now what is exactly meant by padding? First understand. Padding is nothing but adding some extra data to the existing data is padding. If you add that extra data from left side, it's left padding, L pad. If you are adding the particular data from right side, it's basically nothing but right padding, R pad. Both padding functions are same. One from the left side it will work, the other works from the right side. Now here when we speak of padding, generally students have only one level confusion. The particular confusion I want you to eliminate. Now let me just make it clear to you. He'll give you some data like sample. Okay, watch carefully. We are working on the process by saying, suppose here like LPAD. Okay, we are calling sample. Then I want totally 10 pads, and then I am saying my padding character is asterisk. Okay, I am saying give me the left padding on which data? Data called as sample. How many pads? 10 pads. Okay, we are giving 10 pads, and what is the padding character? Asterisk. A beginner will just misunderstand this in this way. Okay, watch carefully. This is what many students will say. Padding is not totally so many characters. You should understand one thing. What is the original number of characters we have?
6.
Come on, 6. What is the total pad we are expecting?
10.
10 minus 6. 4 is the difference. So, maximum length of the total including padding should be 10. That is what the function is saying. Are you catching the point now? The function is saying that including the padding and the original character it should be 10. So already I have 6 plus 4. Totally how much it is now? 10. Are you catching? That's how you should understand. Padding character doesn't mean that you keep as many as they are existing. So total padding size minus original size of the character is the difference of the padding. There is one more concept. Now I am going with this. Okay, I am going with this now. So I am basically saying that I want my padding characters, but I am just going with my padding characters in this way. Asterisk and dot. Are you catching the point now? Now here the student does one more mistake now. What he does is, watch carefully. He does like this. Now this is wrong once again. Are you catching the point now? Because each one is one character. Are you catching me? So padding functions will never take this as a pattern. They will take it as what? Character sets. Therefore, when you are working out the process, this is correct. So total number of pads should be 4 because the difference is always 4. And then including the individual characters, it should be calculated. These things if you are keeping in your mind, then technologically I don't think you will do any mistakes. On that construct only, you can just watch here. We are having page 1. Page 1 is already how many pads?
6.
6 including the space. Total how many I want?
15.
15 minus 6.
9.
9. You can just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If you don't supply the padding characters, okay, I am not supplying the padding character. By default, it will be spaces. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. When we don't give the padding characters, by default it will give you what now? Spaces. Now, character data is left alignment or right alignment? Left alignment. Yes or no? By L padding, what is happening? It is becoming
Right alignment.
So that's how your interview can ask you. My original string based data is always on the screen to which side? The student says like, sir, left side. He says, can you make an arrangement to the